Welcome back to Cardigan Bay Fishing Adventures. If you've never seen the channel before, I am David Barber. This morning we're out trying for some bass on lures. As you can see there, we've got the Pachinko lure on, surface lure. So I'm going to have a few casts, may swap some lures. So I don't want to talk too much, I want to get straight out fishing. The conditions are absolutely perfect. Just after 5 AM, the sun is about to come up any minute. The water clarity is perfect. Sea conditions are perfect, so the first chuck I'm going to have is with that Pachinko. So let's get straight out then. So just like before, I've not walked out too far, just working the lure on the surface. Unfortunately we got a bit of a swell on. I didn't expect that today, to be honest, but we'll see what we can do. Fingers crossed we get some takes. It's absolutely perfect conditions. But as you can see, I'm working that lure quite slow. It's almost working on the spot. So I'm going to, for the time being, keep the rod tip up, gently tap, gently wind. I'm keeping an eye on where the lure is, just to see if there's any activity behind it, any swirls or just anything. If I see any splashes or swirls behind it, I will pause the lure. Yeah, it's a shame with this swell on. I've also got a hole in my waders because I can feel it filling up right now. I don't know where that hole is. That's not brilliant, is it really? Same again, rod tip up. I'm just going to work it gently. I'm not hardly tapping. I was hoping I would have had a take by now in this spot, but there's no signs of anything. A bit unusual. So what I'm sort of doing, I'll start my casting at around 12 o'clock, straight in front, but then I will fan my casts. I won't just keep casting at 12 o'clock. I'll try and work it with the rod tip down, so you can actually see what I'm doing now. It's very gentle. I'm not retrieving very fast, as you can see. I'm watching the lure out there. Occasional pause. I don't do too much pausing unless I can see activity behind the lure. I will pause occasionally. Just like what you're seeing then. It's a gentle pause, but I steadily wind. So pause, gentle wind, just to keep tension there. But yeah, these bass, they can literally be under your feet. It's absolutely beautiful here. The water clarity, try and show you. Look at that for clarity. It's literally like tap water. You couldn't ask for any better, to be honest. It's as good as it gets. It's a bit of a shame we're not had any takes. I thought we would have. Lewis casting perfect, we've got a bit of an easterly wind. just coming off our back. Yeah, it's a shame. So what I'm doing when I'm working this lure, I'm keeping an eye on the lure, but I'm also having a look around for any signs of fish or any signs of little bait fish, just anything. Having a good look around all the time. And if I see the water erupting with bait fish, I will cast towards it. I've fished this spot quite a bit over low, or when the tide's down more, and it's been brilliant. I've had really good days here. I've never fished it with the tide this far up, so maybe it's not great with the tide up, I don't know. Would have been nice to see some sort of activity by now, but there's nothing, unfortunately. I'm hoping you can see that lure coming now, working. You can see it's working really slow. I'm not retrieving very fast. And the lure zigzags, look left to right really sharply. See if I can do it in front of the camera here. No, it's not working properly, but yeah, that's what the lure does, it zigzags. And that is called walk the dog. So you might hear the terms on Facebook and other comments saying when the lure's out there, do it walk the dog style. That basically means tapping the rod tip like I'm doing here, and the lure zigzags left to right really aggressively, causing loads of disturbance on the surface. Some tips for you, what I find myself, if you look out to sea, you'll see the water reacting funny in areas in front of us, like right here. It's because there's boulders. I find casting near them boulders can induce a take. I'm tangled up here, weed. So yeah, read the water. It's a bit of watercraft when you're bass fishing. You're looking for areas where the bass could like to ambush little bait fish and stuff. I expected there to be quite a bit of activity on this water with little bait fish and bass feeding or anything. I did, to be honest, up here, and it just seems pretty dead. So what I'm doing now is working a little bit more aggressive, create a bit more commotion to see if it gets any interest. But at the minute, got a gannet out in front of us. I wonder if he'll dive. Can you see the gannet? Amazing birds they are. He just flew off to the side there. See, he knows where to come. Wonder if he'll tell us where the fish are. Right, what I think we'll do, we'll have a move. We've done quite a few casts there, as you've just seen. What we'll do, we'll move further down the beach. So I'll get into the next location and then I'll put the camera back on. What I'm going to attempt to do is walk out to this outcrop of rocks right here. We'll see what happens now. The water is absolutely perfect. It's absolutely spot on. But you have to watch, this ground's amazing for bass, but there's deep gullies right here, look. There's deep gullies everywhere in between these rocks, so be really careful where you walk on these marks. But we've got a ledge coming up I don't want to speak too soon. I know this ledge well and it drops off. So I've been on here in the past and I've walked too far. So you've got to be very careful how far you go, because it just drops in front of us. So what we'll do, have a cast from here, see what happens. And then move around a little bit maybe. Try and get out a bit further and all that. Yeah, you can see it's a bit risky to walk forward, yeah. We've also got an outcrop of rocks to our right there, a few of them. But these waves, 1 minute are small, the next minute they're really big. So you just gotta, safety's first in it, obviously, that's key. Myself with bass fishing, I always like to try and get out a little bit further. I don't know if anybody else is the same. I always think, oh, I'm not casting far enough. I'm hoping that does not hit my drone because it's getting very close. It maybe looks closer than it actually is, but it feels close. So what do I look for? What am I aiming to do when I'm bass fishing like this? Number one importance is get up early. Get up seriously early. You want to be up first light. This morning there's a big wave coming, that's not good. This morning I got up a bit late, unfortunately, but I didn't get to bed till 2 AM, and I planned to get up at 3:30 this morning to get down here for around 4. You want the water to be clear if you can. You want the sea to be flat calm like it is today. So that's hit the water. All I'm doing is a steady wind just for a second, keep it tight, and I want to wait. There's no exact time, probably about a 5-second pause, because sometimes as soon as that lure hits the water, the fish will grab it. Doesn't happen often, but it does happen, so it's definitely worth giving it a pause. Now I've got a gentle retrieve, really gentle retrieve, and a gentle tap tap. The tapping motion's all in your wrist. That's what you do it with. If you see any activity at all behind that lure, you see a bow wave like a V behind it, you see a splash, you see a swirl, you see anything, pause your lure, stop it dead. Especially if you get a nice big splash. A nice big splash is a sign that a bass as, like, I think they hit it with a gill plate, the bait fish, they slap them with a gill plate to stun them, then they'll come back round and grab them. So yeah, if you get a big splash, stop your lure, but make sure you keep the line like tight. You want to just have a little slow, steady retrieve, really slow. When I say slow, I mean literally just like this, just to keep tension on that line for when the bass hits it. And I'd say 9.9 times out of 10, the bass will hit that lure if you pause it after there's been a big splash there. It acts like a stunned bait fish, it just stops and it's just floating there, and then, oh god, they slam it so hard. I was really hoping this would have been an amazing morning, that's why I brought all the gear and the drone, I brought everything. And it's not going to happen, I don't think, unfortunately. That is the way these sessions go. But we're here and we are trying. Let's have a cast over to the right. Perfect wind as well, we've got an offshore wind, so it helps to carry them lures out, gives you a nice cast. But generally, if you've got bass in the area where you're fishing, in conditions like these, I'd say, these conditions you can't ask for any better, but if there's bass there, you'll know pretty quickly. You won't wait long for a take. If you're having to work really hard for it, there's no bass about. You may still get a take if you keep going and keep casting. Well, that's going to be the end of this little short session. Didn't catch any fish, didn't see no signs of absolutely anything. What you need to know with bass fishing, and especially lures, this is what can happen, and it happens quite a lot. It can look absolutely perfect like it does this morning, Everything is spot on. Didn't even see anything. No birds working, never even seen a splash from a garfish, absolutely nothing. So, for anyone out there starting out lure fishing, this is it. I've had days where I've had 15, 20 bass off the shore, and I've had days like today where I blank. You blank quite often with bass fishing with lures off the shore, but it's just being out here. You can't beat it. If you are new to the bass fishing from the shore, don't give up, keep going. Get up early morning, which I know is not nice for everybody, and just get down the beach, get down there, plenty of casts, switch your lures, switch spots, fan your casts, like I was saying on the video, 12 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 2 o'clock, spread your casts out in a fan, search the whole area, maybe have 10 casts. If nothing happens, move 50 yards further down the beach and do the same again. Don't walk out too far to start off with. If you walk out too far straight away, there could be fish close in that you'll spook. So stay on the dry land, have a couple of casts. If nothing happens straight away, walk out, I don't know, calf deep, then go out a little bit further to knee deep sort of thing. Just make sure you're safe when you do it. Keep casting, and yeah, basically mix it up, swap your lures, try divers, try subsurface, try surface, try soft plastics, literally try everything, and then go at different stages of the tide. Today I fished this spot with the tide quite high up and I've blanked. Normally I fish here with the tide down and I've done well, so maybe this doesn't fish that well with the tide up. Only time's gonna tell. I'll have to do it again 2, 3, 4, 5 times to get a definite answer to say no, this is not good at high tide. But I'm not complaining. It's absolutely beautiful down here, nice and quiet. There's nobody around, well, a couple of dog walkers and stuff, but it's just, yeah, there's no hustle and bustle. You can just clear your head, you can enjoy your fishing, whether you catch or not. If you catch is an absolute bonus, and that's why this fishing's so exciting, because when that lure gets smashed, big splash, it doesn't happen every day. So yeah, it's just amazing fishing. It's one of my favourite types of fishing. Anyway, done enough waffling, so I'm going to end the video here. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to the channel. Drop a like on the video if you wouldn't mind, it'd be really, really appreciated. And I'll see you in the next one.